Welcome everybody to Daniel Hand Tiger football on Thanksgiving Day 1995. As the players hit the field, led by the captains and most of the seniors on the team who are coming out for their last game of football here at Daniel Hand High School. Some of them may be going on to do sports, either football or other sports for that matter, in college or what have you, but certainly a lot of these young men will be seeing on other athletic activities. And while we're saying that, this will of course be our last broadcast for Tiger football on 95, but Madison Cable TV will be taking a little hiatus for our sports program, but come the middle of December we'll be back on the air doing men and women's basketball, and we'll be trying to have a game of the week. And right now we'll be starting to set up a schedule for that, trying to bring you the best games of those particular weeks and get you information. And looks has new men's basketball coach this year, and Jeff Beeman. He's not a stranger to Daniel Hand basketball, and he has been a JV coach here before, and he's had brothers playing on the program and things of that nature. So looking forward to working with Jeff this year. And the women's basketball program, of course, this year is as always, at least historically for so many years, led by Jim Bombassi, and they'll be missing some of the seniors who graduated, of course. But this year, Heather Creteller has already signed an early letter of intent to go to Merrimack on a basketball scholarship. So we're looking forward to our last year of working with the Deadeye and calling her number and name a lot on the basketball. So yes, this is the last football game, but it's not the last sports for 95 on Madison Cable TV. It's a very dark and dreary day. We're going to be running this game several times that people have an opportunity to see, but we're looking forward to it. We for one, the broadcast team is up here, and it's probably the best press box we work out of at any one time because it's heated. And that's always nice when it comes to Thanksgiving Day.
Like they were running like a 5-4.
So we'll kind of pick up a little bit on the activities out there for a few moments.
Right.
I also, at this point, though, would like to take a very serious moment and make mention, certainly, and offer my sympathies to two Daniel Hand football families who lost significant members of their family this year during the season. One, of course, is George Becker. George was indeed a friend of mine. I've known him for many years, and he died very, very suddenly. His son Eric is on the field and today, and George was extremely active in very, very many activities throughout the town, and his church activities as well. We do offer our sympathies certainly for the season to George, his wife Nancy, and his son John and Eric. Also this past week we saw the passing of Carol Ann DeZima, also another friend of ours, and Carol was very active in the football sports boosters. Indeed, when her son Rob was playing, she was even president of the boosters program. Daughter Tammy, we saw Carol and Tammy on the field during senior night a couple weeks ago, and it was indeed wonderful to see her there, although you could tell that she was really still struggling and fighting very hard, and her passing this week will be much missed by everyone. In this Thanksgiving time, I would like to say we're very thankful that they were around and were able to offer their all to everybody while they were here. Now we're getting ready for the teams to be able to take the field. You see the captains on the field right now. And it shows that the Indians are going to be receiving the ball. They'll be going from, they'll be receiving on the east end of the field. And this field is pretty much oriented east and west. The wind today is gusting, and it's gusting out of the south. There's the potential for either rain or snow flurries today. That kind of gives us a little bit of the feeling of, I remember several years ago when there was an absolute mud bowl here, and it ended up with a 7-6 loss for Daniel Hand. I believe that was the first loss to the Indians many years ago. Today we will be trying to keep things going for you and bring you the excitement and the thrill of high school football. All right, getting ready to take off here. This is Frank Tordoff bringing the play-by-play along with Steve Fust, and we're going to be assisted here by Jim Kingsley, the older. The oldest, as they say. And I'm going to ask Jim if he could maybe try to keep some stats for us here a little bit as we're going along.
Ball's probably in the bag.
And the teams are on the field. We'll be with you in a minute. All right, everybody. Jimmy the Foot ready to kick off here at this Thanksgiving Day game. Jimmy's had a marvelous year kicking off. This time the wind is a little bit coming across his trajectory. Kicks it up. It's going to hit around the 5, almost to the goal line. And it's picked up there by the Indians. He's gotten a pretty good run back right off the bat and is pulled down on the 35. Almost 40-yard line return out there for an outstanding start. He did have a tremendous wedge out there and was able to bring the ball up for excellent starting field position. We'll make it around the 38-yard line. Try to bring you some weights and measures of the Guilford team as we go along, but there was not a press bulletin here available for us to start with. All right, Daniel Hand, ready to go. The snap and the run is going right up forward, but it was Mac the Knife Dolan who sliced through the line, that time bringing down the competition in good stead right there. Ricano calls the calls.
Hey, Mac.
He's getting ready to get the defensive team working. Carroll coming over to this side. Craig Taylor is also in here in a corner position. Timmy Sullivan, far safety. Bring you more people as we see him. Eric Becker, linebacker. Showing an I formation out there with the Indians. Almost slipped, coming across, throwing a pass tight, almost intercepted out there by Craig Taylor. He had a pretty good shot on it, but the footing on this field today is absolutely terrible out there. Just put your feet out there a little bit and you'll see a lot of slipping and sliding out there. Matter of fact, the quarterback coming away with the ball that time did slip slightly as he made his move and cut coming around the back of the line. Quarterback right now is Brian Dodge for the Indians. Brian's a senior, 5'10", 180 pounds, good size. High school ball. Showing an eye again, splits out here to the left. Driving up hard and straight, and it's going to be trouble.
He hasn't got it.
Running back this time was Jason Levitt. He's done pretty well for him this year. He's a junior, so Hand's going to see him again. Going to be first down for the Indians. And that's going to give them a lot of excitement out there. We know that because it's always good to get that first, if you will. All right. See, more Hand players in there. We've got, of course, Dan Anderson, Handy Dandy. Verl Kershwaller in here for the tight, defensive end. Okay, rolling, showing pass. There's a flag down. Ball's up, no good. Bobby D almost had the interception out there. And by the time this game is broadcast, we'll know one way or another. But Bobby D has one interception to go to put himself in the Daniel Hand stats for interceptions in a season, which the number is 7. He's had 6. He's been sitting at 6 for a couple of games. But as we said before, Bobby is not the type of young man who goes out looking for personal glory. He's out there looking for the best for the team. And certainly a change of possession that time would have been best for the team. Okay, we had a motion penalty, I believe what it was. It was incomplete, so the Hand is declining that. Very interesting. Hand declined that. So they go to a 2nd down and 10 as opposed to pushing back 5 yards and having first over again. Interesting call. Must be something that the Hand staff sees, that they say, okay, we can forego pushback yardage.
Trips, coach. Trips.
Okay, looking a bunch of receivers here, 3 of them. Oh, it's going to be tight. Very, very tight here to the right-hand side. Be an interesting call. They're going to push a runner. Going to flood that side. That's what they're doing. Oh, and the quarterback takes it. And he's thrown for a loss. Nice read out there by the Christmas man at Thanksgiving time. Danny Carroll, senior captain out there. Oh, that was a very interesting play out there. Hadn't seen that one this year, but Hand defense stayed at home very well. Quarterback rolled out to the right-hand side behind all those blockers over there, but they weren't able to make the seal, and Danny Carroll came through. All right, now we're showing 3 receivers coming to this far side, or this near side to us. Take a look. 3rd down and 10 or 12 out there, probably 12. They're looking. You've got number 80. He's open, coming across the center. And somebody's got to bring him down, and they do. Bobby D again. And again, that's Bobby D, not Bobby V. But he sure looked like he was doing a poker that time when he brought him down. Running out there, coming in low, was not the tight end. He actually was the wide receiver. Came in underneath the other receivers going out there. Cameron Scott, but he's one of the favorite receivers for the Indian team out there. 6 foot, 165 pounds. Okay, first punt of the game. Ball's up. Ball going out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. So Daniel Hand is ready for its first possession out here. And they'll be taken from about it's almost the 16-yard line. We'll make it the 16 by the time the teams take it out there. All right, Hand players getting on the field. Let's give you some numbers. Eric Beck is going in, so we just saw him. He's doing double duty today, at least so far during this game. He's a senior. Chad Taylor gets over the ball. Ryan Magic Man Milligan ready for the hike. He lets Taylor know he's ready. He goes, he sets, it comes this way. Milligan on a keeper, comes to the line, just about to the line of scrimmage. You could see his feet kick out from under him also. Very, very hazardous field. It's going to take a lot under game pressure out here for the young men to get the field conditions and find out where they're really going to be best to make their moves one way or another. So that one, actually they're marking that as a loss on the play of about a yard. So second down.
There you go. Get under it.
And that's not going to go anywhere.
They're slanting to your straight.
As well. Jimmy, who does that? Who made that run that time?
Missed it.
Okay. I believe it looked like Carroll made the run. I'm not sure. Okay, went nowhere. Matter of fact, it was zero yard gain out here. Well, they got this substitute staff in here doing statistics. Maybe Jimmy the older is really Jimmy the eldest.
Come on, go.
Okay, Carroll with a move.
Go, Daryl.
He's coming. He's got a couple yards, 4 or 5. He's looking for the first down. Not going to be quite there. Going to give him about an 8-yard on that. And they're going to be a little bit shy with the 4th down here. So expect to see Hominick coming on in here. Mike to do the punting chore. So it's going to be 3 and out for Hand, I would say. Oh, we're not seeing. Yes, we are seeing that. And his footing under here is not going to be very good. Let's see. We're going to have. Oh no. Let's take a look at this. We have. Oh, Chris Gavin's in there with the long snap. He's been injured a good part of the year. Ball's down. Ball's fumbled. Who gets it? I think Hand. It looks like yes. Yeah, Eddie Drew.
Tell him run toss. Toss is there.
Ha! All right, Gavin and Drew were down there. And what an outstanding play by Mr. Drew's son. We love seeing those things right there. His Ed's going to be around for a few more years to come here. Keeps his nose clean. This is sophomore, showing good size. Going to put on some weight this next couple of years, but he's showing some good athleticism out there. All right. Noble with the ball. He's looking for a corner. Doesn't quite make it. Quick closing out there by the defense of the green team. Don't want to call them the Jolly Green Giants. There's not too many Giants out there, but they're not very jolly today either, for that matter. All right.
Yeah, I think that's where it's at.
So that was a no-gainer out there for Darryl. I'd like to see Darryl have a real good game today, but it's going to be asking a lot under these field conditions. Palumbo was in. He came out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, Hand's looking, driving through, up center, going nice and strong. The whole pile movement. Handy Dandy Anderson out there, leading the way. So Dan Carroll was in there doing some blocking chores, and it was the Noble one for about 4.5, 5 yards. Conservative side, call it 4. So it's 3rd down and a long 6. Hands looking to make some room out there if they can. Not showing any receivers. They're going to try that same play again maybe, or they're going to do a little sweep. Now they're moving. They're looking for Walby. Walby gets it, but no. He's hit as soon as he's got his hands on the ball, so it's going to be another 4th down and punt situation for Daniel Hand out here. They'll be punting from just about their own 49-yard line. So Mike Hominick coming back in. This will be his 2nd punt of the day. Remember the last time he punted, just 3 plays ago actually, it was muffed by the Indian team and Hand fell on it. Long hike out there is very well done by Gavin. Ball's up again, taken, oh, and he takes it very conservatively this time on the 30-yard line, 30.5-yard line. We'll give it to the Indians, where they'll be taking possession as we change sides right now.
Hey, Mac.
So we have in there.
They're taking that will linebacker, they're blitzing A or B gap on the backside.
Hands defense.
Okay.
Again. We have Jim Kingsley the Younger playing inside linebacker. New position for him. And we've got flags down, and we've got no advancement on that whatsoever, so it's probably going to be a motion penalty. And see who the officials start talking with. And it's the Hand team, so already the Indians start dancing backwards. Should be about a 5-yard. And it will be. And take the read out there as motion. So it's going to be 1st down and 15 now for the Indians. as the green team gets into their huddle out there with the Daniel Hand players getting ready to do their defense. In the center right now we have Bob Domanowski, excuse me, and Kishwala. He said that. I can't, the height on this, I can't quite see from this booth position, the far side guard. Okay, ball's going up the middle on a draw, and it doesn't go very far. Kishwala on the tackle, along with a lot of help from Kingsley. Kingsley had a great tackle. He filled very well on that gap coming through to bring him down. Helped by Kishwala on the end. It was really Kingsley. All right. Ricano calls, no, that's, Ricano calls the, excuse me, yeah, Ricano calls the signals out there. Calling the wrong name out there for number 50. Sorry about that, Nick. All right, now we're showing second down and about 15, maybe 14 yards to go, but you've got the receiver's far side. Quarterback turns back. He's looking for an opening. He passes, got a completion, out of bounds on about the 38-yard line, so it's a good gainer out there on that completion for the Indians. So third down and still a good 4 yards to go, but they made up a hunk of distance that time. We're looking at the quarterback, Dodge, looking pretty good out there with his passes. He's on the numbers pretty well with that pass, but the receiver was also wide open with no coverage. He came back out and moved out to the sidelines on the seam. Really, you kind of get lost a little bit. He was right over by his own sidelines and all those green shirts. Hard to see from the field. Okay, going up the center. Hit immediately.
Get the punt team ready. You got the time.
By Ricano. And a host of his friends coming in behind. Becker, Kingsley, Kishwala, Anderson, and Dolan. Matter of fact, it was a whole team effort that time, but Ricano stuffed the center very quickly on that and went nowhere. Fourth and another punt. Punting for today is there's Cameron Scott. Oh, he's almost blocked. Fair catch out there by Walby, the sophomore. So Greg takes it down, plants the ball, and Hand's going to be taken over on about the 35-yard line with about 1 foot plus on that. So Walby did a very good job of calling for the fair catch on that, moved across the slippery field, brought the ball in. Anderson comes out, taking a break from his linebacking that he just did.
What do you think?
Right, taking Milligan, gets up, under center, Chad Taylor. He's ready to hand him the ball. He does. Okay, we're going up the center. Noble gets nowhere on that. I think he may have gotten another half a foot on the plus side before his momentum was totally crushed.
All right, we got to do.
All right, Todd McLaughlin was in there doing some blocking chores. Palumbo was in. Bobby D coming on out.
He's going to run the bone block.
So right now, the center of the line, the defensive line for the Indians is holding very, very well, doing an excellent job for the green team. And gets ready, looking for a place to go with it. Doesn't. Milligan spreads himself out, throws a little bit high to Glenn and misses. So a little bit high. Glenn was open. He broke free a little bit down here on the sideline, and pass wasn't quite there. All right. So Hand's going to have a third down and 9 yards. Anyway, we have an injured player on the field, so bringing out the trainer, so we'll take a little break. The scrimmage line out here with Chad Taylor getting in front of the ball. Milligan blowing on his hands, kind of cold out there. Damp and raw is more the term. He moves back, looking for a pass, slips, his foot slips, but he's got Welby for a first down. Nice job of corralling that ball and holding on to it. And so Hand has a great keeper out there for about 25-yard play, it looks like, to the 40-yard line of the Indians. So Hand is now penetrated into the green area of the ball field right now. We have 3 minutes and 9 seconds still showing on the clock and moving as Hand approaches. Good offensive play, and boy, I mean, the Milligan really did play some magic to get the ball off that time. His foot slipped out, his plant foot slipped. Okay, miscue out there. Sort of a miscue on a hike out there, and Milligan grabs the ball and broken play, tried to come around to the right-hand side, goes nowhere, so he's going to have a slight loss, or else they're going to call it, yeah, just a slight loss out there. But anyway, very slippery field conditions out there. Very little grass left on the field. This field is used for both soccer and for football, so it gets a lot of use during the year and needs a lot of work on it. All right, Milligan again this time. Carroll behind, and then Noble to deep. A very tight formation. Glenn in motion, going left to open it up a little bit. Looking for him. Glenn is covered, but pass goes to Duggan. Duggan's down at just about a 10-yard gain. Not quite enough, I don't think, for the first down. Maybe measurable, though, if that's what they want. So Bobby D on a nice reception. Had to go down for that ball. Milligan had a nice motion on it, but again, it looked like he may have slipped slightly on that plant foot.
Right. So
We're getting into a better looking side of the field right now. The far side, let's say the far quarter of the field, looks much better than certainly the center or this near side. Milligan, ready, set. Offside on, that'll be a first down. You can see the, I thought it was a nose tackle, but I don't think so. But anyway, very quick, a lot of energy, a lot of adrenaline running out there for all the players. So looked like to me number 77 jumped quickly out there, is playing nose tackle right now. 5'8", 170-pound senior for the Indians. So that is a little bonus. First down for Hand, and about the 25-yard line right now. With some momentum kicking, you always take those free yards if you can get them out there. All right, ready and set and ready. Handoff goes into the handy dandy, and he's got it. He's going to go all the way. All right, handy dandy Anderson. He broke through. He was picking his way as he started through that. Had some nice initial blocks out there, and worked his way through. Broke to his right-hand side and kept on going. He is fast. A lot of people see him as a fullback and don't think he's got the speed, but he's also a lacrosse player, and that particular sport teaches an awful lot of good, quick foot speed. So nice crossover right there. Love seeing that. All right, Hands going. Jimmy the Foot on the field. Jimmy's the second high scorer for this team this year with his kicking chores, according to Ken Conlon's Shoreline statistics, and the ball is kicked up, blocked. So we have right now 6 on the scoreboard for Daniel Hand in this first quarter with a minute left, minute and 8 seconds remaining. So it's 6-0, Daniel Hand. At that kick blocked, but again, according to the Shoreline statistics of Ken Conlon here that we thank him for every game, Willis has 29 points on the year, and Darrell Noble 78. Of course, we just see Mr. Anderson with his 18th point on the season. All right, the Foot's ready to go. He addresses the ball. Up it goes. Got a little bit of distance. Goes out about the 13-yard line. Stays in bounds. Picked up out there at about the 8-yard line and is brought down very handily at about the 21, 22-yard line, perhaps. All right, there receiving the ball was Brett Daniels, a sophomore. Picked it up, as we said, about the 8-yard line. That stayed in bounds very readily, almost like it was a seeing eye ball being kicked down there. Okay.
All right, just ask me if you get a chance.
The Indians, right off the bat, looks like they're meaning to pass off a Hand. Now they're showing an eye, but 2 wide receivers showing left and right. Calling the signals. Ready to go. Okay, counter play, picked up immediately.
Great job.
Hi, Becker. Nice job. Matt Mesa also was in there very tight, but Becker came in slicing through from his linebacker spot and bring the running back down significantly for lack of gain on that, and actually a small loss of maybe a foot. So we're out there now this time, getting ready for 2nd and 10.5 yards. Very close play. We saw this earlier with the quarterback running, but no, this time they do pass it out to the running back. He brings it forward for about 5-6 yard gain on that. So it's going to be third down and maybe 2 or 3 yards to go out there. Ian Anderson was the young man carrying that ball. He's a heavy fullback, 220-pound, 5'11" junior. And we are going at that change of the clock right then to second period's about to start, and we'll take a break.
George, keep me on my toes.
running back head on. And that's Ian Andrews again, 220-pound fullback coming through there, and he met his match with Handy Dandy out there. Handy Dandy, the sophomore, has really learned how to put some pops on people this year. We expect some big things out of him next year. Again, he keeps his nose clean. All right, Matt Mesa gets down on his knees. He's nice and dirty. He likes it that way. Bring it again. They punch it through the center. It doesn't go much of any distance. Maybe a gain of a yard, maybe 2 max. Going to be 3rd down from about the 9-yard line out there. So it's down and dirty in the trenches football right now. I guess it looks like that the Indians don't want to risk anything substantial out there by getting fancy deep in their own end zone and risk a turnover. And while they might take that the very defensive approach to their football. All right, now, matter of fact, Paul was the one that's in quarterback. Okay, coming deep, coming along. Duggan has it. Duggan's in the record books right now. He's got a good run back. He's hitting the 20, and he's knocked out of bounds about the 19-yard line. Bobby D is in the record books with Daniel Hand, joining a host of talent out there with beautiful interception on the Powell pass. Maybe that's what goes around comes around in real good shape. We'll take it that way. All right, now, Milligan keeps the ball. He rocks. He's got a little bit of room. He goes 4 or 5 yards out of bounds on, we'll make it about the 14-yard line. Milligan with a nice carry out there, a few yards on a keeper. All right, now the band's going. They're cranking up on the sidelines down here. They're out of the bleachers. Out, Duggan. All right, and we've got, no, he's moving, he's punching, he's through, moves out there, spin left, spin right, and actually end up spinning back again to the left-hand side. Tacklers, as well as the uniform of those trying to be tackled, is going to end up making it slippery to grasp onto it. All right, Hand getting ready to go for 2. They do not call in Jimmy the Foot this time because they'd like to a few minutes ago. I'm getting ready for 2 board kick. To the noble one. So that makes the Hand faithful very, very happy out there with a 14-0 score. Going right now with just under 6 minutes of play in this first half. We're sitting out here in the Guilford field on a dank and kind of raw day, but nonetheless, everything's working hard. The band, the cheerleaders, the fans on their feet. The music is working, guys. Wind is getting stronger, as we were saying out there. It's blowing a little bit from the southwest as the Foot gets ready to go after this ball again. See if he can plant it down there into the end zone. I think he'll be looking to try to drag it a little bit to the left. No, he goes straight down the field with it. And the ball is muffed again. The ball is down, and the ball is taken right out there by Guilford after the muff. So they did fall on the ball, and once that knee hits the ground, it's dead ball. So Hand will be going on defense right about the 20-yard line, maybe a few inches shy of the 20 for the Indians as they look to go from west to east on this field. Showing they're getting behind in score, so they're going to try to open it up a little bit, I would think. Okay, the quarterback is again changed back again, and we're looking at Brian Dodge in there. And nice tackle coming through there by the knife, Mac Dolan. Slices through from the linebacker position, took it on himself and brought that running back down, who's James Levitt. Jim Levitt's 170-pound junior, so we'll be looking at him next year again. As everything rock and rolls. Okay, ready on defense. Kushwala gets down, gets his knees dirty. Jim Kingsley out there getting ready to go from his linebacker position inside. Ball comes here, moving it out to the left. Oh, knocked down. Nice job out there by Dolan. Two neat plays in a row out there by Dolan, if you will. So it looks like we're going to be having third down and about 11 yards to go out here. So two nice plays in a row out there by Mac the Knife Dolan. All right. Ricano gets down at nose position. Kushwala on his tackle. Right side. Matt Macer in here on the left side. Anderson in at one of the inside linebacker positions with Jimmy Kingsley on the other. Okay, looking for pass. It's coming way out of position on there. Looked like a miscue on the call out there between Dodge and his favorite receiver, Scott. And that goes nowhere, so it's fourth down, 11 yards to go for the Indians with 4 minutes, 36 seconds left on the board. They'll be kicking with the wind, benefiting them slightly. Duggan's back. Bobby D, man who just got himself in the record books for Hand. Punt is short, called fair by Walby, and he gets it on about the Indian 46-yard line. Okay, let me just make a mention. Most receptions for a season by Daniel Hand players were 7 by Kenny Schweitzer in 1977, who went on to play, of course, at UConn. 7 by Tom Healy in 78. And then Scott Schweitzer, who is one of the assistant coaches right now and for Daniel Hand, had 7 in 82. So it's been 13 years that record has not been added to. But now, in 1995, it will show Bobby Duggan. Ball's up, and it's deflected out there by Milligan. So, matter of fact, with this game not over yet, and a lot of passing going to have to be done out there by the Guilford team, it's indeed possible that Bobby D could pick off another one and be the sole owner of that record in the record books. And he's a good one. We were talking earlier about basketball. He's a good three-point shooter in basketball, very heady ball player. Also a good lacrosse player. All right, getting ready to go. Man in motion is Glenn.
Once you motion, you take him out of edge.
Okay, Glenn passes to him and broken up out there. Good movement out there by number 33, Dan Loomis for the Indians. He just got his hand out there and interrupted the flow of the ball that time. So it's third down, 10 yards to go. Hand has gone to the air, kind of thinking that it looked like that's what the Indians were challenging them to do. All right, Chad Taylor taking the ball and ready to go. All right, who's open this time? Long pass, goes deep, no good for Darrell. Darrell was deeply covered out there by Powell again, so very seldom have we seen Darrell go out on pass patterns, but he did, so it's fourth down. And Hand not able to, but they went very openly out there with pass plays, 3 pass plays, none of them successful. So we're going to see a punt by Hominick again from, he'll be putting his foot to it someplace around the 41, 42 yard line. The long snap by Gavin. Ball's up, good spiral, up, nose down, and it's muffed.
Come on, let's get it.
Oh, hand almost able to get to it, not quite. Ricano was down there quickly, as was Mesa, but they weren't able to quite get a hold of that ball themselves. So the Indians are going to have it someplace around the 22 yard line, if you will. Okay. All right, Timmy Sullivan coming out, been playing a good safety position out there today, as usual. All right, the Indians with another possession. They sorely like to get up there, expected to be wide open. Maybe not. Man in motion coming this way as a receiving back. He's going out on a pass pattern. Okay, he turned up a little too quickly. Ball's up in the air. No good. He had to lean back on that, did Cameron Scott, and almost able to catch and wheel in that ball, but he didn't do it. Expect to see heading up. Yes. Motion out there. The running back, Jim Levitt, was actually headed up from his motion position a little bit too early. You could see that from up here, as well as on the field. So that should push him back another 5. Be first down and 15 for the Indians. And as I was saying, it's 3 minutes, 29 seconds to go, and they very, very much would like to be able to put this in the end zone if they possibly can. As the band gets ready to go on the field out here, so they were all moving by us. Great group of kids, put a lot of time in helping the football team and indeed the school in general. All right, Paul with the ball, looking for a receiver. He had somebody open. Now he goes long. Duggan, does he? Get it! He's got it! He breaks the record right there for his season. He's still in. He's going. He's looking to go down, and he's out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Bobby D on a number 8 reception on the season. We just saw history made, gang. Okay, Bobby Duggan, when you're watching this thing, take it easy. You got to prove yourself the rest of the game. And there's also basketball. I want to see you breaking a record in 3-pointers this year, but maybe even more steals in basketball.
What do you got?
Okay, Bobby, you did a good job. Okay, now what are you going to do for the rest of the day? He's out going wide receiver. He still may be able to get something out there. Oh, that kid. Okay, plays coming to the left with Noble. The Noble one has it. He breaks one tackle. He breaks another, and he's down. Almost he's going to be on the 20. He missed the first down by about 2 yards, but we'll give him an 8-yard gainer on that. Noble one's having a pretty good game so far. We got him someplace up over about 60 yards, I would say, and working. Very hard to get your speed going. When you're a speedster like Noble is out there, it's hard to get your traction going, but once you do and you kind of get up, it's like a boat getting up on top of the water after planing. They get up on top there and they're able to go. Okay, signaling a timeout down there, his hand. And we'll go to timeout as well. Chad Taylor moves up on the line. He's flanked by Todd McLaughlin one side. Chris Gavin on the other. Okay, going right, looking pass in the Duggan, knocked down by Powell. And pass interference out there, it looks like. You can't hit that receiver too early, and it looks like Duggan was dragged down. Now, the ball wasn't going to get to him anyway, but you didn't know that when the ball went in the air.
The ball left his hand. Oh, he's calling touch. No, touch.
Oh, that's right. If the ball gets touched and it's in its flight, then everything, all bets are off at that point. So there will be, the flag will be picked up. Be third down and about 3 yards to go. All right.
What do we got?
Good crowd, as we said earlier, standing here. Even though it would not appear to have a lot going in this game, but there is a lot of pride. Milligan with a keeper. He's looking for that first down. He may have gained, he's going to be close enough to give it another shot anyway. So it's going to be 4th down and maybe a good 1.5 to 2 yards out there for the Daniel Hand Tigers in white today. Very quickly turning brown. Other players. And we're going to see, let me see, Duggan's coming out, Walby in, along with Milligan. I would not really expect to see a running play coming, a passing play right now, but get that first down. Minute 52 showing on the board, first half of play. Daniel Hand ahead 14-0. Milligan with the ball. Is he gone? No, he hands off to Noble. Noble's got the first down, I think, depending on the spot. And looking at where the referee is standing, and I would say he must have it from the look of that thing, so we're going to be giving the Noble one.
They're going to measure, but it's the first down.
First down.
Yeah, it's going to be close to a first down out there, as we all see it. And the Hand band is getting ready to come on the field. They'll be doing the halftime activities. Guilford, I don't believe, has a band anymore. They may have a pep band of some sort. Yeah, there is a pep band up on the stands there, but their basic music program was cut way back with the...
You got it.
Yes, first down. Anyway, Guilford's music program cut way back with budget cuts, and that's a real shame, because a lot of young people put a lot of hours in, and they should have the opportunity to learn what it's all about, to be part of a program like this.
Looks like 16.
And I hand it to the Daniel Hand voters to be able to keep it in themselves. All right, Milligan with the ball, first down from the 18. Noble with the ball. He's got it. He's got 4 or 5 yards.
You got more now.
He's got 6 or 7 yards. Matter of fact, he may have a first down. How he slithered through that group of green, I don't even know. But he does. It's first down and goal to go. From the 6, the 5 is where it's being placed.
Well, actually,
Nice job by the Noble one. But 10-yard gainer on that. He's looking at 70, or someplace around 70 during this first half. So here we go. Duggan split wide to the left. Noble with the ball again. He hits it immediately. Maybe a gain of a yard out there. These are the tough yards down there. Going to be about on the 4-yard line. Tough yards down here. A lot of bruising goes on the body down here from all players.
I know your brain goes off and on.
All right.
say that play again, Matt?
Nice to see Chris Gavin, and they've been injured a good part of the year, but he wants to get his time in, and he's getting good time in out there. He's a sophomore. He'll have plenty more opportunity. Okay, this time, handy dandy. And he's close. Going to call a timeout, I hope? Yes, there's a couple of timeouts available for Hand. And we are close. Looks like it's going to be...
Coach, get your field goal team ready.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I got to say, it's being spotted about the 1-yard line. We're going to give that maybe 2 yards for handy Dan Anderson on the plunge that time. Some nice blocking, but I don't think it fooled the Indians whatsoever on what was going on. Okay, we're in a timeout. A Hand pressing on the goal line. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Bobby Duggan wide right. Milligan with the ball. Hands it to Noble, who breaks through very well. What great blocking done by the white jerseys. Particularly, we just mentioned Chris Gavin. He did another nice job out there. I believe we also saw throwing a nice block Ryan Conley, who's been injured. He's limping off the field right now. But nonetheless, he did a nice job out there, Ryan did that time. Very dirty jersey. And I don't think he reached down and just spread the mud on his jersey. He's been working hard. All right, another score for Hand, making the score 20-0. Jimmy the Foot on the field. See if he can break it this time. Get those goalposts covered. All right. Gonna hold it. They're going through for another block. Ball is up. Jimmy W. adds to his touchdown so far. So where he had 78 coming into this game, 78 points. He's got himself up to 90 at this point, maybe even a little bit more. I think he made the 2-point play, didn't he? I'm half talking to myself and half talking to Dr. Fust out here. But so that would make it about 92 points on this. Oh, golly. We may not make much money, but we sure have a good time.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Good to see it for the Hand faithful down here.
We have 19 seconds left.
We got our timeout, so the thing is, Coach.
Now, we certainly know that the Indians would like to get on the board if possible. 19 seconds remaining, not a lot of time. We know that the Foot will put that ball. He's teeing it up on the far far side of the field from us right now, which is the right side of the field in the direction he's heading. So he's going to be putting out, probably get a long flight on the ball if he can. Maybe he'll aim for this left-hand deep corner. The flag is somewhat straight out, but not real straight, so he does have to wrestle the wind coming across on the field. He's going into it, so see where they're going. This looks like a set play. They don't want to get a run back on it if they can. Boom. Oh, he flubs it. You don't see him doing that. And tackled. The ball will be on about the 33-yard line for the Indians out there. But Jimmy just, again, I think his foot slipped slightly just as he got to the ball, set his plant foot, and undercut. All right. We've got 16 seconds showing on the board. Daniel Hand ahead, 21-0 this Thanksgiving Day game.
We're a nickel, right?
By the time everybody's watching this, they'll probably be lounging around the house, their tummies full, as they say.
Keep back. Timeout.
Timeout, Green. And we'll take a pause. Ready with the ball. They would like to, but they're not showing anything significant out here right now. They may be just trying to bring it up the center and let the time go out. Nope. Fake off to the running back, taking a long time. Deep pattern. Ball's up, ball's received, and completed. Nice job out there by Scott, the receiver, but taking plenty of time. There was plenty of time whatsoever out there for the passer, Josh Powell. They're really switching those quarterbacks back and forth out there. So Cameron Scott with a reception and about a 50-yard gainer, if you will. So you're going to have first down from the 30-yard line for the Indians, 7 seconds remaining, and they very much would like to get in there with some points on the board. Even if it's, well, I don't know, they may not be able to get 2 plays, and it have to be a quick play to even try a field goal. Not that a field goal would do anything except give them a little bit of momentum on the way into the locker room. So coming on the field now after taking a little time here are the Indians. Okay, Danny Carroll coming over this way, looking for something happening in the middle of the field. Bobby Duggins lines up on a receiver. Wow, a little bit of pressure going on. Ball's up. Glenn intercepts it, and he's going to have a touchback. Danny Glenn on the interception out there as time runs out.
Come up the stairs and push this door for us.
With some classic selections. Kate Gardner, Kate Heritage, and Greg Hill will lead the band downfield to the Grand Funk Railroad hit from 1973, We're an American Band. Let's go Tigers! entertain you with a routine to the 1979 hit of the Village People, YMCA. Our Tigerette Flag Squad, Gwen Goodman, Kim Francis, and Annette Catapano have combined precision, style, and color as they perform to the Robert Palmer hit of the 80s, Simply Irresistible. halftime show, that Tiger Band and Flag Squad will perform our school fight song. Tiger Band, ladies and gentlemen.
Getting ready to start the second half of play of Daniel Hand Tigers against the Guilford Indians, Thanksgiving Day. We've already seen one record broken for Daniel Hand, and Bobby Duggan goes in the record books for most receptions in a season, number 8. We got also something we're watching for and keeping our fingers crossed is Darrell the Noble is got 93 yards officially from the field, 93 yards on 11 carries today for a little better than 8 yards per carry average. He goes 65 more yards and he will get in the record books for 1,000 yards in a season. Noble did receive that one particular kickoff, and he makes a nice run back with 100 flags coming down. Can't tell what they were for, but he grabbed that in about the 5-yard line, brought it up to the 30. So we'll be seeing what it was, but there were a host of flags that came in on that, and usually from that position you're going to see, yep, goes against Hand, usually with either holding or clipping. So that's going to push it back significantly. Hand's going to be deep in Indian territory, or deep in their own territory, at about the 12-yard line it looks like for a start. So anyway, Hand gets ready to go. 21-0 advantage over the Indians. After a rousing halftime out there, the Daniel Hand band, Hand offense addresses the ball. Taylor over center. Hand off that time goes to Carroll. Carroll comes up for maybe a slight gain of a yard, maybe not. But it was very, very tight defense. You're going to believe that the Indians are going to be cranking up real hard right now, trying to take advantage and try to get back in this ball game where they're behind 21-0. So their defense up the center has been very tough all game long, so I wouldn't look to that to change very much. The Hand hasn't changed the offensive line. Yeah, we've got Noble for a pitch out. He's looking forward. He comes forward. Nice bob and weave. Nice one. He's got a corner. He may go, but there's one more man with an angle on him. Does he get him? No, he doesn't. He may go. Oh, the way! And Darrell Noble enters the record books for Daniel Hand with a 1,000-yard season. The Noble one, a sophomore. We saw he's following on the footsteps of Eric Hamill, who had 2,000-yard seasons in a row. And Darrell just came from about the 15-yard line.
About 85 yards.
85-yard run back, which is the best on the season. That eclipses Magic Man Milligan's 80-yard run that he had in the North Haven game. And Danny Carroll had a 73-yard run. So now we have Darrell Noble, the Noble one, going 85 yards, putting himself handily in the record books for a 1,000-yard season and climbing. All right, the foot gets ready to address the ball. He'd like to make this one good. He knows North Carolina State's watching, and it doesn't get there. Oh, it does. It just squeaked up over the bars. Woo! That may have even gone between the bars. But they gave it to him. So he got that. As I said, just talking with Jimmy's father at halftime. And Jimmy likes North Carolina State, and North Carolina State kind of likes him, as well as William and Mary. So Jimmy would do very well down there at NC State. Would love to see that too, because they do get some national time. But Jimmy's a great kid, good student athlete all the way. We wish nothing but the best for all these. Well, matter of fact, all the extracurricular activity young men and women. Something to be watching for is always, of course, the school plays and the music festivals and all that sort of thing. And people at home, you've got some wonderful activities that happen out of Daniel Hand High School programs. Not to mention the, we ought to mention right at this time, of course, the high men's soccer team took the state championship this way, running away in the final game against Farmington 5-1 for state champions. Here's the soccer team. Women's soccer and women's field hockey also did outstanding jobs, going well into their tournament playoffs as well. And the cross-country teams did an outstanding job. So a lot of activity goes on at Daniel Hand High School. And Jimmy addresses, gets up there. He slips slightly again, but he gets a good foot into it this time. On the 12-yard line is received and breaking through, but taken nicely down was Ricano, who next week will be starting on the mats in the wrestling team. But he took him down nicely that time with a solo tackle on Matt Libby, a sophomore who's 5'10", 155 pounds for the Indians. So we should be seeing him. He addressed that ball very well. Once he took it, he was waiting for the wedge to set up, and it did, so he got a few yards out of that. The Indians taking over on about the 32-yard line. Hand's defense ready. We're going to see some aerials, I would think, coming out of the Indian team. And they look. Handoff up the center this time. Oh, Levitt bounces to the outside. Still going. Gets about 8 yards on the gainer. Finally brought down by Tim Sullivan. Timmy Sullivan out there with somewhat of a clean jersey. I guess they haven't gone to him very much over there. Kind of shades of Mac Dolan a few years ago when he had played the whole season while getting his jersey dirty.
He did get dirty today.
Mac certainly did get it dirty today. Okay, ready on the hike. And it goes. Okay, this is Dodge back in quarterbacking. And he's taken down close to a first down, depending on the spot. I think it'll be a hair shy. Less than a yard, though, I would say. So it should be third down in inches, if you will. Yep, third. Oops. No, they get the first down on that. Well, that kind of took hold a little slowly up there. All right. Hand defense gets ready. Ricano in the center. Nose tackle. He's flanked out there by Kershwaller and Mesa. As the ball gets into play. Again, Dodge. Up the center to Levitt. He's hit very tight right out there by Kingsley the younger. Took his legs out from under him and did a nice job. It's tough. Kingsley's only a sophomore this year. But he's been used in many fill-in roles out there by the coach, going in at tight end and doing a nice job as well on offense out there. So he's 5'11", 165-pound sophomore, so we'll be seeing a lot more of Mr. Kingsley's son, Jim. All right. Ball gets passed on a sweep outside. Brought back in towards the line and into heavy traffic, brought down. So on the second down, going to the third down with about 3 yards to go, the Indians aren't making it real pretty out there, but they're getting some activity going as far as offensive momentum goes. Third down and about 4. This is a tweener type one. What do you call a running play or a pass? Or a rollout with an option? Being a chicken I am, I'd probably call for rollout options all the time. Can't make a decision. Leave it to the kid on the plate a bit.
I go for a running play if I were
Running
them.
play you do, okay.
We had a hard time with the option last week.
Yeah, Steve Fuse votes for an option play on the Indians. But I don't know if the Indians' offensive coordinators are listening to us here, but yeah, we don't want to tell them about an option, right? Okay, they get ready. Hands, line digs in on defense. Bobby Duggan out on safety this side. Man in motion, didn't quite get it going. Okay, pass and the rollout, and it's what we called. And he's down.
Fourth down, Mac. I don't think
He had it, but the field slipped out from under Dodge, and Anderson brought him down. So it's fourth down and about 1.5, 2 yards to go out there. But there again, he would have had the first down on a good field.
Now, what do you think, Frank? When you're behind this much, do you think they're going to go for it, or?
Hey, you don't have a lot to lose.
Exactly.
It's still early in the game. I mean, you have.
It's 28-0.
You can't do anything if you don't own the ball.
No, that's true.
You know.
You got 2 yards to go, and
Yeah, they're going to go for it. 2 yards is not that much, and they've been able to. They get a good extra couple of blocks out here.
then they get those 2 yards. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, they go up,
there he
they get the
goes,
first
there he
down,
goes.
and he may break it almost. A good gainer out there. 9 yards. Almost a misdirection play out there. Really the old cross buck type of play, but they kind of call them a little bit misdirection nowadays, things like that. But nonetheless, it worked. They gave it to the big fullback for Ian Andrews out there, and he got the first down. And as we were saying earlier, you can't score if you don't own the ball, so you might as well keep going with it.
But one thing Guilford doesn't want, they don't want to shut out.
No, they certainly
They want to have at least something on the board.
Something to start on. Okay, you got to hold on the offensive line. A good run out there by Levitt. Knocked out of bounds on the far side by Eric, the man Becker. Bruce and Becker out there did a nice job following and bringing him down, but this play's going to be called all the way back on a hold, yeah. You could see it right in the center as that was taking place. Even though the eyes weren't directly on it, you could see the hold, the way the hand player spun around on it. So they'll be marched back 10 yards, making it 1st and 20, starting right out here on, really the Indians' side of the 50-yard line. See, they're going to have to go some aerionics pretty soon here. And they're looking. He's looking for pass. He wants to come out here to the right hand side. His right pass is going out of bounds. Way out of bounds. He was pressured out there by Matt Mesa. The mountain man Mesa out there was pressuring the quarterback. But even that, you try to slide your blocker off and go and dive after the optioning quarterback, and you just can't get footage out there on this field. It's a shame. All right. 2nd down, 20 yards to go. 5 minutes, 45 seconds. Still a stiff breeze out there going across the field of play. And it's gusting. So you've got a tight one. This is what they've run before on a toss play, but maybe they're going to put everybody out on short patterns. No, he's keeping the option, and he does on a comeback to Scott. Scott's got the ball. He's down with it, though. He made a nice gain of about 12 yards, but he is nailed out there by Danny Glenn.
Third and 9.
Matter of fact, Danny Glenn's father is a 1AA referee. Mark, wonder if Mark's here. That was a good defensive play out there by son Danny.
Danny's a senior, Frank. Do you know where he's going to school? Or?
I don't know where Dan's going. I haven't heard. He should be playing basketball, I believe,
That's
also.
right. Yeah.
And Jim, is Dan a baseball player?
He's a baseball player.
I thought so. I thought so. Okay, man in motion, dives toward the line. Growling again to the right, which they've been doing all the time. Ball's up. And no good. Couldn't quite hold on to it. Had it in his hand, bobbled it, came down, and jarring against the ground, knocked the ball loose. So, going to be 3rd down and about 8.5 yards.
4th down.
Out there. But that was a good play. They are rolling to the right most of the time on these, and they certainly are using Cameron as their key receiver. So we would expect that
Tell them to watch the.
that's not going to change. He's been open out there,
The other way. Let him know.
but they're throwing against Bobby Duggan, and I'm kind of surprised at that when he's got 2 picks on the day. Bobby Duggan's got great peripheral awareness. See the ball coming from all 5 directions at once. Okay, ball's in place, same kind of play. No, straight dart back, being pressured by Kingsley. Hits him hard as he releases it. In there, not quite intercepted. Knocked down by Timmy Sullivan out there on a great job. And he was nailed very hard out there, but Kingsley laid a hurt on the quarterback that time. I don't know, showed a little bit of a nasty streak in him that time, I thought. But that's good for a football player. Yeah, that takes after his father, probably.
So Hand takes over there, Frank?
Beg pardon?
Hand takes over?
Hand takes over on downs. Indeed, they do. All right. Eric Becker showing wide to the left. Otherwise, we've got an eye showing out there. And it's a quick handoff to Palumbo with a nice 10-yard keeper out there for Palumbo. Should be a first down. Nice job from Mark.
I think the guys are all pumped up now, Frank. It's the last game of the season.
Oh, yeah.
And they just gotta win this one for the...
Keep it for the Gipper, I guess.
Exactly.
All right.
Come off on a high season and...
Magic Man Milligan goes to the ball.
Magic Man.
Chad Taylor puts it back. Okay, another quick one up the center
There he
for
goes.
Palumbo, and he drives forward. He's got an 8 or 9 yard gain on that one. All right. Looking good. Like to see that. Darrell Noble's still in the game, so he's always dangerous. And defense always has to have somebody eyeballing him. Mac Dolan was just down stretching out a calf muscle, looking like he's a little bit of a strain down here. Mac the knife. Going to have it worked out a little bit, or clean his cleats, something or other. All right, the ball's in play. Quick dive on a blitz. Noble takes it. He goes. He's got 3 or 4 for first down. And they snow him under out there, 4 or 5 players. But he's got the first down. So we're going to be moving forward. So it'll be just inside the 40 of the Indians. 3:36 to play on this 3rd period. And Faithful is hanging in, of course. Really nice to see a lot of the alumni back. A lot of family, friends, and alumni you get a chance to say hello to. Okay, Palumbo up the center again, fumbles the ball, ball's down. Guilford's got it. That's too bad. Mark had another nice gainer going out there, but a helmet came through, hit the ball, knocked it out of his, actually the helmet hit his elbow, broke it free out there, and so the Indians are going to have it now on the turnover, starting about the 30-yard line, just inside their 30 to about the 29.5-yard line. So we changed the balls. Each team using their own ball out there, of course, for anybody at home watching this. We're going to be seeing, okay, going to have to open up the ball game here to get on the score, get at least a score. Are the Indians. They get ready. Taking a hike. This time it's still Dodges in there as quarterback. Making the sweep to the far. Taken down nicely by Carroll. He wraps nicely, holds on tight, and bulldogs the running back Levitt to the ground. Now, see if we see any different numbers in there. No, Ricano looking for the defensive calls coming in from the field. You got Matt Mountain Mesa in there. Sullivan, Duggan, Becker. Far side, okay, Carroll's going out on a safety position. Anderson's still in, as is Kingsley. Try to get some more center positions for you, our line position. Okay, up the center is Andrews, excuse me. Ian Andrews.
There's a flag over here, and I think it's
3rd down.
a flag, and I guess it's against Guilford.
And we're going to have a flag.
Personal foul.
Yeah, against Guilford.
Ooh. Well, here we go. Let's see.
Surgery
less than 24 hours.
You're going to have to take it.
Okay, that's the play came to an end, and then they threw the ball. Let's see, through the flag. See if we can pick off the read. Up here in the press box, they're calling for an unsportsmanlike.
That's a 15-yard penalty,
That's a
right?
15-yard big penalty out there. That's not real good discipline. Players have to realize, even though you get a little frustrated out there, and I hope the hand players, whether they're rec league players or freshmen or whoever listen to this, you got to keep your head about yourself. Keep it into the game. Don't explode your emotions. Keep all that adrenaline into the game. If it's called that way, just accept it and go on. Try to do better next time.
Good sportsmanship is the key to that, right?
Right, it sure is. You've got to keep your head about yourself. A lot of times, being a better heady ball player can make up a lot for athleticism that you may or may not have. There, now, taken down, almost.
Get the ball. Get the ball.
Hand should be grabbing that quickly. Nice run through was that Kingsley, the younger, breaking through and grabbing the quarterback. Should have been a sack. They're not giving it as a sack, though, are they? No, because he threw it. He looked like he had the ball in motion, I would say, although he was just trying to ditch the ball.
Fourth down at 23, Frank.
Okay, fourth down, 23 yards. Kicking almost from the end zone, almost blocked by Dolan out there. Ball's up, good roll for the Indians. Out of bounds at the 45-yard line of the green team. So Hand is going to get the ball back again after really flushing the Indians down the proverbial on that time, but it was greatly helped by an Indian discipline breakdown. So again, I can't emphasize that too much. Whatever sports activity, keep your head about yourself. Handy Dandy is coming on out, getting a break, and is still keeping the troops in there. Minute 7 seconds, third period. Right up the center. Hit immediately at about a 2-yard game was Palumbo. Nice job by the coaches to keep him in there, even though he fumbled that last ball. It was hit hard, so they're letting him stay in there and carry that ball, and he's doing a nice job with it.
Greg Walby goes in, Frank.
Hey, Greg Walby. Duggan comes out. Take a look at what's going on out there. It's second down and 9 yards. Three backs in for Hand. Moving up is Noble. He gets 7 yards on that carry. Going up there, that was a nice choice. Fake to the first running back coming through. Passed off to Noble, and he breaks through. Does a nice job. And Darrell adds to his yard count out there. Handily, he could possibly, if he keeps getting the ball, he could possibly break 200 yards on the day.
He's at 93 for this half.
93 for this half, 93 first half. So he's at 186. All right, so the quarter's going to change with Daniel Hand ahead, 28-0.
Okay. Get a start.
Well, you know, Frank, this win will put Hand at 5-5, and that will be a pretty decent season. It's not too bad.
There's a whole lot of things you shoot for when you're coaching. Obviously, you shoot for state championship. Then you shoot for making the tournaments. Then you shoot for winning a division, and then you shoot for.
And they'll also win the conference if they win. So
Yeah.
should be a good.
All them runs you had up the middle, he was blasting that 69 for us.
Yeah.
Why didn't Fred play this year, do you know? Jim? Hey, starting the fourth period, Hand was now going from west to east. A little bit of advantage with the wind right now. Hand's ahead. Oh, ball was on the ground that time on a miscue. And it looks like Milligan was able to cover it up. So that's the second time we've had a little bit of a miscue on the handoff, but that ball is just sitting in a mud bowl right now down there. I've seen them much worse, but nonetheless, it's like being in a grease pit down there. Oh yeah, Gavin is doing the hiking chores. So Hand's gonna, with fourth down and sitting on the 40-yard line, they're gonna try to pin the Indians way back. The Indians put on a little bit of a rush, but Hand holds them off. The ball is up, gonna bounce. Out of bounds on about the 16-yard line. So we'll have the Indians taking over now and again deep in their own territory with a score at 28-0, 11 minutes and 16 seconds. So we're in the final quarter of play, and I'm sure everybody's getting hungry out there right now. But
it is Turkey Day.
It is, yeah.
I'm sure you and I will be going to get some turkey pretty soon, Frank.
Not some, a lot.
A lot.
A lot. Our family is big. One of our big things is having a lot of hors d'oeuvres before the main meal, and so we'll get home and we'll have some smoked oysters and clams and stuff like that, and chip and dip, and turn on the football games. And
exactly. And the folks will be able to watch this game too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, completed pass from Dodge out to Cameron Scott. First down almost. Not marking that down on just about a yard short of a first down. So Hand's defense will be tightening up, trying to keep them planted back here. A little bit more time off the board and everything, and Hand will be able to filter in a lot of the JV type players and everything like that. Now there is a lot of young men sitting on the sideline here. That's because they welcome out the freshman team as well.
Yeah, the freshmen have the black and white numbers.
There you go.
And the varsity has the black and gold.
Roll to the right, passes up, pass is complete. And it's a first down for the Indians.
I'd like to just mention that we will replay all the games of this season in February and March.
Wow.
Sometime on MCTV. For anybody who wants copies, I usually get a lot of requests for copies. And what we'll do is I'll announce it at the school so people can record them off the air sometime in February or March when we have not as tight of a schedule. So anybody who wants to get copies of the games can get them off the air. So.
Super. All right.
Here we go.
We're getting a few players filtered in. Evan Peterson is in there right now, coming in at this safety position near side as the Indians are trying to get some offense going. Dodge hands off now to Levitt. Levitt's brought down handily out there by Anderson, and try to come up with the other number. Okay, that was Colin Johnson who was in on that. So we are seeing that right now. Yes, the freshmen are here on the sidelines as we were talking about, because there's a whole lot of these freshmen. They had a great year this year.
What was their record, Frank?
I believe they only lost one game.
Yeah,
so
did they beat Guilford last week? I guess it was last Saturday.
Did not even hear.
Did they? Yeah.
Right now, Dodge back. He passes. Ooh. Knocked down. All right, very good job out there by Mark Borgami. Mark is in there as a junior. He's playing that linebacker position on the far side.
Freshman won approximately 28-14.
Oh, good. That's great. That's wonderful. We just heard the freshman won.
Okay, so Hans freshman won that too, and a lot of players who are going to be impact players next year. I was able to take in one and a fraction freshman games this year, and yeah, they look very good. Get some good-sized athletes. So we'll be watching for that again. As I said in another game, buy your tickets early for the next couple of years. I think it's going to be exciting football again for Daniel Hand. Not that this year wasn't exciting, but it was one of those kind of transition years. It's hard, but it's going to end up with this game the way it's going right now. Daniel Hand at a even season, a 500 season, 5-5, and this should mean with a win here today. We don't want to count it too early. We'll knock on wood. But what it should mean is that Hand will win the Hammonasset division and come away with that with a 4-1 record. Punting right now. Pretty good pressure out there by Hand. Walby takes the ball, and he is down right at the 30-yard line. Looked like he was calling for a fair catch on that too, but he had to move after it. The wind definitely was taking that a bit, and going over with the wind blowing from us to the other side of the field, and that's the direction the ball took when it was up in the air. So Hand will be taking over the ball at the 30, first down, 9 minutes, 11 seconds showing on the board.
9 minutes left in this year then, Frank.
9 minutes left in this football year. It's all over but the eating at the football banquet.
Exactly.
Conley just came out. He's kind of limping a little bit. He had an injury most of the season, but he's been getting some good time in there. Ryan's a junior, so he'll be back. Let's see, we've got quarterbacking for Daniel Hand now is Scott Roberts. Scotty out there has had some pretty good time this year. He's had a few games he's been in. He's a sophomore, 5'11", 155.
It's nice to see Coach Philippone's circulating the other players and give them time to play.
It really is.
Especially in this game, you know, Guilford game, big game of the year. Always wait for it.
Oh. That's Monroe. A little bit of miscue out there, I think, between the players, because Monroe was coming this way and the quarterback Roberts turned the other way.
There's a flag down though.
Yeah, there is a flag down. It came late too, so I didn't pick up on that.
Scott Roberts is a baseball player too. He's a pitcher.
Oh, is he?
Baseball, too.
Good.
Okay.
Well, we're getting some good word on here on the baseball team. I know that the outstanding sophomore James Kingsley is a tremendous shortstop, I understand. Bats left, bats right. Switch hitter. Mostly right.
He wants to switch him up.
Ah. Hits with power. So we're going to see Mr. Kingsley on the baseball diamond, and those games will be carried. Some of those games should be carried this year with Madison Cable TV. Love to get the kids on. Love to get all.
It's nice to note that what we need is as many volunteers as possible to help out with the taping and the editing and whatever. Any parents out there that want the kid, just give us a call, and we'll be glad to sit you with a camera and get you going.
Okay, third down from the 25, so it's 15 yards to go on third. Roberts drops back to pass. He's going to get hit. He passes on, makes it to Sullivan. On a reception, makes a nice dodge and weave. It's going to be just shy of the first down, I think. Just inches shy, so it's going to take a measure. I think it goes a little bit further than what it is right there. The referees look like they're marking it on the east side of the chalk, and if they do, they're giving the hand a first down without measuring it. So they knew what the width of the length of the football was, and that's just about what it was taking. So hand first down from the 40-yard line.
Well, that was a nice catch by.
Excellent catch, and heavy traffic out there by Timmy. And Roberts knew he was going to get hit out there, and indeed he did, but he released the ball.
Yeah.
All right, same set. High formation. Hand, quick handoff.
Oh, flag.
Flag's down. I think carrying the ball that time again was Palumbo. And we had, again, Todd McLaughlin out there doing some chores at guard. Offsides on hand, or motion on hand. Yeah, I didn't really see that, but I kind of felt it more, and plus I saw the flag come down. So, okay. Roberts calls the troops together. Sullivan comes off the field. Mike Hominick is in. Mike Hominick is a punter, but he also sees some wide receiver chores. And where he is right now. So it's first down, 15 yards. Wide pass out here to Monroe. Monroe's a good runner. He gets some distance. Makes up about 4. Oh my goodness, yeah. Right now we can tell that the field announcer here for Guilford has one of the old roster sheets and maybe it's something that the young men, if they can listen to this, and they're knowing that these numbers are being called wrong, hey guys, when the coach gives you uniforms, switch them before they make up the rosters. It's a lot easier on us through the year, but it's a lot easier on visiting teams or the teams we're playing if we're the visitors, if they have the right
coming down about 6 minutes left in this game.
All right, yeah, 6:34 showing and working. All right, Roberts over the ball. He takes it, shows a hide, passes it off to Monroe. Monroe's snowed under right at the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be third down and 10 yards out there.
This gives these guys real game practice that they never get anywhere else.
You got to do it at game time. You really do, and it's much different doing it here with a crowd and all that sort of thing. And
exactly.
You know, than if you're playing in JV. Now, JV is tremendous experience because you get a lot of real game practice. But you get those extra butterflies when it comes out to being in a varsity game.
That's right.
The Guilford side is emptying very substantially now, which I'm sure the security people are happy for. There'll be less traffic problems. But
Well, overall, Hans had a good year, Frank. I mean, they went into this year very young, and I think a lot of players have improved dramatically.
No question about it, Steve.
It's going to be a good season next year. I know we've had fun this year. We got rained on once or twice, but one game we got soaked, if you remember Sheehan game.
That Sheehan game was something else. But you're right. It's been a good year. You can't call it a, you know, we're used to having those
winning seasons.
Real winning seasons. But this year, I really do. I think that you've had a lot of good activity going on and that sort of thing, and a lot of young men learning very significantly. The seniors can be proud of themselves. I think they can go home at the end of this and say, hey, their football career was tremendous.
Exactly.
They had 2 years going to state championship games, and unfortunately they were on the season when you had the turnover of talent, so to speak, and the seniors did well. Bobby Duggan making the record books.
That was an awesome win. And Daryl Noble with 1,000 yards this year.
Yeah. So you've got some good stuff happening. All right, ball goes. Palumbo, again, up the center on the third down with about a 4-yard keeper.
That should bring in the kicker.
Yeah. Hominick should be back in if he's not
5
already.
minutes to go in the game.
And we've got, all right, there'll be 4th down from the Daniel Hand 45, and he'll be putting the ball in the air from just about the 35-yard line by the time he toe taps it. Okay. Well, we have the hike is low. It bounces to him. He kicks it up, almost blocked, gets it off quickly, but it does go out of bounds, and no, it doesn't. It tight roped its way down the sidelines there too. So Sullivan brings the ball down at the 30-yard line.
Now here goes Guilford. They're going to try to get on the board, so not to get for a shutout.
I would expect to see the ball in the air. Should see the ball in the air.
You remember last year's game was a shutout, 33-0.
Yes.
And the year before was a tie, 6-6. So
that was quite an exciting game. That 6-6. Very, very cold year too, if I remember right. Right here on the sidelines.
Remember right.
Yeah, it was brutal. All right. Oh, nice. Kushwala. Well, I tell you, Dodge did a nice job getting rid of the ball that time, and Kushwala had him just stoked, but he was able to turn around and threw the ball backwards and did make it a completion, as a matter of fact.
It's interesting, Frank. New Haven Register was saying that Guilford has won this game twice in the last since 1973, and if it were to work out the same way, they should win this year. Is what the interesting that they mentioned.
It is interesting. They placed it that way.
Every so many years that they've won, and
Colin Johnson.
What's going to happen?
Far side. Okay, moving it to the left side here. Dodge. He passes low. Is it up? Oh, no good. The receiver out there was tagged. His name is Hoderfer. Greg Hoderfer, 5'10", 160 senior, had the ball and was bouncing in the air and was hit hard by Anderson, I believe. And Hudoffer. Okay, we get it. Yeah, you sure did. Of course, if I put my glasses on, might help a little bit, but. All right. 3rd down, 11 yards to go from the, we'll call it the 31-yard line. 2 flankers out to the left-hand side, fake handoff by the quarterback. Gets close to the line, ball's up, ball's received. Want to go for a touchdown, it looks like. Is Cameron Scott? Yes, sir. Nice call, nice pass by Dodge.
Nice time.
And he was able to get it and breaks the ice, so the goose egg comes off the board up there, and we're kind of pleased to see that. From the one standpoint is that that's been a good match all year between Dodge and Cameron Scott, and he earned that ball. He snuck behind the Hand defense. The pass was online, almost a sidearm pass. Almost did not get it away, but it counted, and it's on the board now for 6 points. 28-6 is the score.
3 minutes and 21 seconds left to go.
And they look to punt the ball. I mean, they look to kick the ball. Kicking the ball is Jim Levitt, the running back. And he's got an opportunity to put the ball through, get a couple points. Oh, no, it's a fake. It's a fake. Pass back, ball's down, ball's free. Okay, so they had a They had a fake, a little bit of poor sportsmanship out there by Levitt. They're really sorry to see that. Really sorry to see that. Because Evan Peterson came in there to cover the ball, which he had to do. That was his job. And Levitt took exception to that, and after the play was all broken up and walking away, kind of hit Peterson. But Peterson did a nice job. He didn't retaliate, kept his head about him, and you got to think that way.
Well, Levitt will have a chance to play this game next year too. He's only a junior.
Yeah.
And
there again, though, it's so important. I can't emphasize it enough.
it's good sportsmanship.
Good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Keep your mind in the game.
Yeah,
Don't let your
what happened.
emotion run away negatively on you. All right.
What do you think about an onside kick here, George?
Here we go. Let's see what's going to happen.
It's not going to win the game for him.
Just tough cards.
My goodness gracious.
They get the ball, they'll keep it on the ground, I hope.
All right, we are going to have a kickoff. I would expect that we might see a onside kick, yes.
Yep.
3 minutes, 21 seconds to go. The score 28-6. Sure, the Indians aren't going to give up yet.
They
There's
got
a lot
nothing
of
to
time.
lose, Frank. They might as well try it.
Yeah, you know, it's a funny thing. It sounds like a big difference when you talk 28-6 in football, but it's not that big.
No, it's not.
You know, it's like having a game
That's 3 touchdowns.
4-1 in
Yeah,
baseball.
Exactly.
And so you got to think that way.
I mean, you never know. With turnovers, you never know what'll happen.
Turnovers, interceptions.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yep.
Going to the
They're gonna
side.
Flood the far side. They've got a motion problem.
Oh, it worked. Maybe
no,
not.
but it's going to come back, though. It's going to come back because the flag went down first.
Okay.
It was offside on the Indians, but you could see right there why that works.
It
Sometimes.
almost worked, Frank, because it bounced off and bounced back.
Yep. That's what
As you said, you never know with turnovers. Remember the game? What game was it this year? The hand play that they dropped the ball.
Oh, sure.
On the punt return.
Yeah, well, you're really looking. Yeah, that was the Derby game.
That was the Derby game, and there was a quick touchdown there without hardly any off the seconds off the clock.
Yeah.
So it can happen.
Yeah, it really can. There's no question about it.
And you look at the clock now; it's 3:21. That's been on the clock for the last play. Nothing got off the clock
Sure.
last time. So.
Okay, what's going to happen out there right now? Let's see.
What's the penalty?
Sure. I mean, I don't see where there's any question about it. If the call was offsides, you got to accept the penalty, and the ball goes backwards. And then it should be a re-kick. Kind of interesting to note, I was talking to the Masons at halftime, and they were talking about how, of course, Peter Lawler Mason.
I saw him. He's here today.
He's here today, and he's been playing for Coast Guard Academy football,
wow.
and
That's
and the
great.
Guilford coach was his coach for a while.
What about the flag?
Oh, they're picking the flag up.
You call motion. You can't call motion on that play.
Interesting.
Oh, aye. That means the Indians are going to have the ball. They're going to have the ball at
They
their
did get that
49-yard line.
They did get that. So the onside kick worked, Frank.
Well, it's kind of interesting right there. Hand wasn't really ready for the kick the way they should have been. I do think they had a hands team in to receive it on the onside kick, but our hand is really in disarray right now. Okay, they called a timeout. The wrong defense was in there for a hand. A lot of players in and out. They weren't ready for that at all. So Ricano very, very quickly called the timeout so they wouldn't get another penalty
That's a good idea.
and cross the half field mark with too many men on the field. So 3 minutes 21. It's taken about 10 or 15 minutes now to get
This last 3 minutes gone.
Time at 3:20.
Yeah, it has.
ready to start from the 49-yard line of the Indians. The green team gets ready to go. Hands, defense, finally straightened out. All right, Dodge moves. He's getting pressured by, Mac the Knife Dolan, looking to get the full sack out there. Almost made it. And I think if there's a little bit of traction, he would have. Dodge got hit, and he released the ball. The only man nearby was actually a lineman. And I think if the referees weren't interested in getting back to to home themselves, they probably could have called a penalty on that. However, the referees are going to try to keep this clock running if they all can do that, I think. All right. Hands defense ready. Dodge gets there, under the ball. Again, watch for the aerionics to come around. Yep, sure. Fake, throws, up, no good. Almost another available ball for the Sullivan interception out there, but a little bit high, a little bit long. Being pressured again. Mac Dolan came around.
Probably Duggan was looking for that one.
Yeah, he was. Put a little distance. Really, we think it's taken 13 years for that record to be again tied. And Duggan, we saw him tie it and break it.
Who was the last one that got the record, Craig?
Scotty Schweitzer, one of our coaches on the sidelines.
Yeah, that's right.
So really neat. A historical game. Coach has got more hands first teamers back in because they know. All right, ball's up, ball's received by.
There it goes.
And he's tackled down by Duggan. Another connection between Dodge and Scott out there. He was hit hard by Duggan. And he looks like he may have pulled a muscle or strained something down there because he's not getting up. And we've got an injury on the field, and it is the receiver on that ball, Cameron Scott. And we're going to be taking advantage of another timeout, hopefully.
Well, Guilford has a chance to score here.
Daniel hand on defense, and the Indians pressing with another nice completion from the Dodge to Scott combo out there. First down and 10 from about the 26-yard line. Rolling out. Dolan on the charge again. Another drop ball by Ian Anderson out there, right in his hands. He was turning upfield before the ball got there. Classic error made by many receivers in any sport. Basketball, baseball, football, lacrosse, soccer. You start turning up before you've got control of that ball, and it's a problem. All right. Here we go. Another chance. Second down, 10 yards to go, 26-yard line. Threatening again, 28-6 is the score. 2 minutes 19 on the board. And there's no 2-minute timeout in this game. Rolls out right. Wide open receiver. Out of bounds. First down by Hudorfer. Greg. Number one. A 5'10", 160-pound senior, regardless of the way we pronounce his last name. Nonetheless, first down, 10 yards to go from the 16. And the Indians are pressing again. Showing split wide left and right. I formation basically on top of that. Dodge with the ball. Rolls out to his right a little bit. He likes to go to that side. Ball's up. Scott's there, and he's got a touchdown.
Yeah, another touchdown for
That was a nice out pattern. Went straight down to the goalpost and then cut in sharply at the seam of the defense, as they call it. And again, it was a bullseye. Wasn't pressured very much. It was Dodge, so nonetheless, he got the ball.
13.
He got the ball to Scott, who had gone out, kind of injured, but he came through with another reception. So 28-12 is the score right now. I suspect that we'll see another 2-point attempt out here.
And then after that, I think they're going to have another try.
Another onside, certainly.
Yep. See, as we said before, you never know what happened in this game.
It can happen.
There's only a minute, 54 seconds left, but still.
Here we go. They're going to try again. I imagine they might try the dive right up the center. No, they're going to roll a little bit left, stay with what's been working for them. Being chased, ball's up, and it's completed. Flags all over the place. Oh, what we've been talking about again there. Nice motion going against Levitt again. Second time we've seen him show that sort of emotion out there. Wasn't he the one who received the ball, too? Anyway, 2 points are good. Technically, we've got a personal fouls out there.
You get the 2 or what?
Yeah, they did.
We've got to get the 2.
Got to get the 2.
Yeah,
assessed on the kickoff, probably.
Sure, it's got to be assessed on the kickoff. Because the game, the play is basically over as soon as the point is, I mean, it's a completion.
Like a dead ball foul.
Sure. So So here we go. And that's there again. Anybody in the rec league or younger players watching that, keep your head about yourself. You know, a lot of emotion goes on, certainly, but the Guilford team, no question about it, having some momentum going, and a 14-point differential with 2 minutes is not impossible to break.
Continue, what was it, Frank? It was
oh my goodness, they're putting it on hand.
Yeah.
They're putting it on hand, the 15 point. Now see, now this is even more reason that they're calling this way. They're going to be kicking the ball actually from the hand 45-yard line, and I would suspect that they're going to be ending up with trying again an onside kick. They do it and they can make this work. They could receive the ball themselves on the 35, and that would mean that they're very close to pay dirt again, the way their momentum is going. So you just can't do that sort of thing.
Well, here we go.
Here it is. They're going to the right-hand side. The kick goes up. Hand touches the ball, almost taken over out there by the Indians. They had a real speedster coming down the sidelines out there. Goes out of bounds. Flag goes up. It's going to be Hand's choice to take it on the 35-yard line and have it kicked over again. I would think Hand would take it on the 35.
Yeah, exactly.
And
With a minute
take
53,
the ball.
With a minute 53 to go.
Now, because that was way forward, I don't know what the call is on this. So maybe the Hand is going to have the ball anyway on about the 26-yard line. So it may have been touched by one of the Hand players going down there. Or somebody. Guilford player might have touched it too.
Everybody touched it.
Yeah. So, okay, there we go. It was this far side where the penalty flag came from anyway, so the near side judge over there.
Is that Milligan?
Yeah, Milligan back in. It's tight. Milligan with a keeper. Not going to risk any turnover. Out of bounds heavily, and the flag goes down, and it's going to be a late hit, and Milligan's hurt down there. He was starting to let up once he crossed the white line, and he got nailed hard out there by the other quarterback. Powell was the one who really gave him a hit.
Is that a 15-yard penalty, Frank?
Beg pardon?
Is that a 15-yard penalty?
Should be. No, I think Milligan's still out on the ground, isn't he? He didn't go, yeah, Roberts went in. Milligan's still on the ground. He was hit hard in the, you know,
hit very hard.
Part slipping down there. That's one of those that you could end up with, you know, again, groin muscle pulls or anything. You lose cartilage. Should be. We haven't seen him call the foul yet, but it's
Offsides or something.
oh my goodness gracious! Yeah, an early flag on the far side, well before the play. So right now,
Foul against Guilford.
okay, they are signaling
Now
it.
we got it.
All right, personal foul, Guilford,
15-yard
which
penalty.
again is what we saw outside of the, giving it 10 yards. So that's first down for Hand. Now a little better field position, although Milligan got injured on that, and you hate to see that any way, shape, or manner for any young man on any team.
Milligan's down there standing up. He looks like he's
35-yard line. The trainer, Angel Brown, is right there looking at him. And it may have been just that temporary stinger that he got or something. We hope so. Okay. Minute 43 on the board. Daniel Hand with possession of the ball with
All there's one, I can't hear him.
first down on the 35. Taking a while to get this going.
Yeah, put it on 10. Set the time for 1:53. You do it? Yeah.
We have a little
Enter
clock
and reset.
adjustment right here.
reset.
Going to reset it to a minute and 53 is what they're signaling from
You
the
didn't
field.
reset it to 153.
You gotta hit reset
You got
again?
it reset. Hit reset. Hit reset. Go ahead.
All right, reset.
Okay.
Didn't do.
Ball, okay, handed off to Palumbo, coming up through the center.
Okay.
By Roberts to Palumbo.
Here, give it one. Whoop.
That's all right, now wait a minute.
And we have Okay, second down and 6 yards to go. As we're looking up there, okay, we've got basically most of Hand's first string back in the game. And that's in there because obviously the score is tightened up with those two scores. 28-14 right now. Hand is dominated. No question about it the whole game, but you can't let any team out of the ball game. And 3 good passes from Dodge to Scott has put them back in the ball game.
Well, the 130, well, actually 147 left in the game.
Yeah, we have 140.
Okay. Getting ready now out there, Hand.
147 and
Enter. Enter.
And then reset.
I did that. I did all
I think this is the longest 3 minutes we've had.
We've had a lot of long time, right? Since 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Okay. We're getting ready to rock and roll here again, I think. Yeah. But as we were saying, from 3:21 mark, it's been about 25 minutes. And the turkey is cooking. The sun is breaking out slightly around the clouds. It was threatening here. Not going to happen. Ready to go. Roberts with the ball. Hands it off to Noble. Noble gets dragged down right about the line of scrimmage. And the Indians call a timeout. So that's going to... and they're going to be keeping the clock on the field.
Exactly.
So with them keeping the clock on the field, we're not going to know exactly what it is now.
As long as it gets me the line, it'll be all right.
Okay, we'll take a little break while it's time out on the field. Third down, 5 yards to go. Daniel Hand with the ball. Glenn in motion. Roberts with the ball. Passing long. Oh, the Walby. But they're not going to call a penalty. Everybody wants a penalty on that. But no, he was. That was Roberts. I mean Scott. For the Indians out there, who was after the ball too. But he had the right to go for the ball. And it was, yeah, 4th down, 5 yards. The Indians are going to get the ball back. Well, a lot of time left on the board, so it can be done. And you better believe that you'll be looking for the Dodge to Scott activity again.
Yep.
Very tight, going to rush the punter. Want to try to get the ball back. That's what we've got. Nice blocking by Hand. Ball's up. And brought down quickly by Eric Becker and Tim Sullivan. Eric Becker particularly, he slid. Uh-oh, we got a flag down. And it's going to be one of these after the play. And I don't know
to make this game last as long as possible here, Frank, I think.
Yeah, that's a shame. Clipping on the Indians. Personal foul. I don't know, that's too bad.
10, 15 yards.
Starting to get shades of the East Haven game when they were totally berserk with lack of discipline out there. And I hate to see it, I really do.
Well, it was the Hill House game 2 years ago, which they shut it down 3 minutes within the game left.
You know, whether you're playing football or whether you're in the Army or whether you're in business,
you got to maintain your discipline.
Maintain it. It's for a reason. You win that way. All right, 15-yard penalty, so the Indians are going to be pushed way back on their 20-yard line. First down and 25 yards. Hey, Indians with the ball, 1st and 25 after another penalty. And they'll be going to the air, no question. All right, rolling to the right, which he usually does. Being pressured by Ricano. Ball's up, no good, with Roberts with Scott on the far side.
It only took a couple seconds off the clock, 1 minute, 10 seconds.
Yeah, you know, that's going to happen. They're looking to be able to kill the clock as they go down the field by sideline patterns, although you've got to watch out for something in the crossing in the center. But I would be imagining that Hand is going to put Duggan on
him at all times.
Cameron Scott and just shadow him man for man. But
who knows? Duggan may get another interception from him. You never know.
That you may not see that because that does break up your defense a little bit. They don't practice that a lot. My goodness gracious.
What the hell kind of football?
Another timeout on the field. Play. Hand on defense. Second down, 25 yards to go. Rolling way back. His dodge. He's looking. He had some time. Ball's up, no good. Almost intercepted. Out there, Sullivan, who kept with his man all the way, but he had a chance to break on the ball. And that was a fly pattern down the side and then cross to the center, trying to pick up the first down. Didn't work.
1 minute, 1 second to go, Frank.
What happened on that play is the receiver coming down took his cut coming out, but he did not, again, have traction. Sort of a time play by Dodge. Dodge was throwing that ball from his 10-yard line, being pressured by Kushwala, Special K. All right, again, third down, 25. Ball in hand, heavy blocking, up, received. Out of bounds. And Duggan knocks him out of bounds, so it's going to be fourth down and about 12 to 14, yeah, something like that. And that again was, you know, his first read always goes out to Scott, and he looked, and Scott was covered, but he checked all his other receivers, came back to Scott because Scott had found himself a little bit open.
It's a big play for Guilford here, Frank.
It surely is. We're under a minute now on the board, and it's fourth and trying. Hand will get a good turnover if they can keep this from any gainer at all.
Then all they got to do is just take a knee on it, and they'll be...
Yeah, dodge back. Ricano takes out the quarterback, out of bounds. Ricano really blasted his way through from nose tackle position, so Daniel Hand will be picking the ball up now. First down from about the 32-yard line of the Indians.
That should be about the game, Frank, as long as he just takes his knee once or twice, do you think?
That's what he might. I don't know if that's what he's doing. They do have, there's no more records. The coaches will not know of any more records that could be used out there. Milligan's back out, which is good to see him. And
good,
again,
yep.
Even though you may not need him out there right now,
yep.
Put him back out after the injury.
Yep.
And Chad Taylor's with the ball.
Hope they just...
They should probably just... Well,
run the clock out.
Sit down. Because what they could use, what, 30 seconds when he's play, Frank? Something like
25.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's what he's going to do. Two more
okay,
plays.
and I agree with that all the way. Don't risk injuries for these young...
For 34 seconds in the game, exactly.
No, the game is basically, yeah, it still could, if the other team can get the ball, they could still win it. There's no question.
But have to sit down and run again.
But just do it. Don't risk anybody.
Even take the delay of game penalty, which is only 5 yards if they had to do that, too. It's
the only thing at all is when you have... You know, you'll have some egos in coaches that say, run it up, particularly if they've seen things they didn't like.
There he goes
no,
again.
don't
Exactly.
do it.
That's exactly
don't
what
do
they
it.
do.
All right, an excellent game. Kingsley's in there. The game is basically over as the clock winds down, and Daniel Hand wins this game 28-14 on Thanksgiving Day '95. Daniel Hand, we saw a couple of neat entries into the record book this year with Bobby Duggan tying and then passing and starting a new record for interceptions in the season. So congratulations to Bobby D. And we have Darrell Noble passing the 1,000-yard mark as far as rushing for the season goes. And just a tremendous effort for Daniel Hand, ending the season at 5-5, winning the Hammonasset Division title. And another really great year. We're looking forward. Do you have anything you'd like to add to this?
Well, I'd like to thank Kent Sprague and Paul Sprague, who haven't been able to make it today. They've been faithful at these games, and for the whole broadcast team, Jim Kingsley's helping us out today. We had a good year. I mean, we enjoyed ourselves. They did a good job. 5-5 records, nothing to be ashamed of, Frank. They should, you know, they won their Thanksgiving. They can hold their heads high. They won the Coastal Conference, so I think that's a good carrot in their head. And next year we'll see what happens, but as I said before, these games will be rebroadcast, and hopefully people get to see them. But I'd like to thank everybody for watching this season, and Frank, you want to wrap it up here?
Sure. Okay, as Steve's saying, a great season for Daniel Hand football. A lot of things looking forward. Buy your tickets early for next year, and after a couple-week hiatus, we'll be back on the air with basketball, both men's and women's, for Daniel Hand High School Sports.
Good night.